Hello students, in this video we will be discussing the November 2020 question paper and we will be discussing the question number 1 for the computer systems paper, and there are total 6 questions in the paper, so I will be sharing 6 videos with you. So let us discuss the question number 1. So in the question number 1, the question says that there are many threats to the computer system which is external due to the loss, damage, being stolen, or various other reasons are there. And then it is putting up a table in which there are threats to the data. So we have to tell what for each of the threats what will be the prevention method. So this is the question. For each of the prevention method that you are going to write, you will get 1 mark each. So for the first option, in which the first threat is mentioned, it is unauthorized access to the computer system. Now the unauthorized access to computer system means that suppose you have your phone and somebody without your permission tries to use your phone. So what is the thing that you're going to use to prevent that usage? You will put a PIN or a password on your phone. So that is the answer for this question. For unauthorized access, the password is the best answer for dealing with it. You can also mention the two-step verification, firewall, access rights, security questions as an option, but two-step authentication or password is the best answer, for which you will get full 1 mark. Then we have the second threat, which is virus. A virus is a specific malware which targets some kind of a hardware and it tries to reduce the performance of the system or damage the hardware completely. So a virus generally replicates itself in the memory and it fills the memory with the copies of the virus, which will degrade the performance of the computer. So for dealing with the viruses, antivirus software is the best prevention method. Then the next is phishing attack. In the phishing attack, the user or the victim is given a website address which is malicious, which does not take them to the correct website but to a copy or a what we say is a malicious website. The link is going to take the user to a malicious website, and there the user's password, its personal information will be at threat. So to avoid phishing, the best method is knowledge imparting education to the user, that they check before accessing a link that whether it is a correct website or a fake website. And then we have the data interception. Data interception is when there is a man in the middle attack and somebody is listening to all the data that you are sending over the network. And the best way of dealing with the data interception is encryption. Encryption is codifying your data in such a manner so that whoever will access it, they will not be able to read your data. And in order to retrieve the original data, you have to decrypt the message. Now let us move to the part B of question number 1. In the part B, it is asking that apart from the threats which are mentioned in part 1, you have to give 2 more threats and 2 more preventions for each of those threats. So one of the another threat which is possible is the spyware. So in spyware, what is there is the user's security is compromised, and through the internet there is someone who is monitoring all the actions of the user. They can access the data of the user, and whatever actions the user is taking on the computer, everything is getting monitored. So spyware is a very dangerous kind of software in which all your banking information, all your personal data, your files, everything is a threat, because through the internet someone can access your computer all the time. And the way of dealing with this spyware is the anti-spyware software. Then another threat which is possible is the denial of service threat. In denial of service threat, a server is sent so many requests, client requests using software, that the server becomes overloaded and it is unable to deal with those problems. And the best way of dealing with the denial of service attack is the firewall. So there are many other options which are mentioned here, as we can see in the key, that spyware, anti-spyware is there. For phishing, check the website address is valid. Then denial of service, use of proxy server or firewall. Then ransomware, then we make use of anti-malware, SQL injection. Then we have to make use of a form validation method. Then we have the social engineering, where people are the weakest point. So training is a method of dealing. Then poor network policy, education or setting rules, and hardware failure or loss. For this, backup is there. So these are the possible threats to the data. Apart from that, it is also mentioned that for different types of viruses like Trojan, worm, if different prevention methods are discussed, then each one will be avoided separately. Then you cannot write hacking or brute force methods, because both are covered under unauthorized, and also these are very general terms. So you have to talk about the specific problems. So if some part of the video is not clear to you, I advise you to go back to that part and listen to it carefully. And in the next video, I will be discussing the question number 2. Thank you very much for your patience.